Unpopular reading alert. A lot of people come to tarot to hear the reader call someone a narcissist. But I just can't do it. It's not helpful. You may call them a narcissist, but in doing so, you're not considering the powerful myth you are living in. You haven't seen this guy for a while. All he can really see is his big stick. So maybe someone challenging has reappeared for you in the physical or just in the mental. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own soul. I didn't say that, Jung did. To get where we need to go with this, we've got to talk about the origins of the term narcissism, the Narcissus myth. And more importantly, not just Narcissus, but Narcissus and Echo, because this is about you, Echo. A young boy that was so self-obsessed, couldn't see past himself, to where he hurt people, he disregarded people. I don't know why I'm shuffling when I'm talking. An individual he discarded prayed to the goddess of revenge, Nemesis. Is it goddess? That he got a piece of his own medicine. Do you relate to that? She saw what he'd done recently to this one nymph, Echo, and decided, yeah, I'll grant that revenge wish. He stopped by a pool of water. It was so crystal clear that he was able to fully see his own reflection for the very first time. The reflection couldn't love him back. He tried to kiss it, it moved away. He reached out for it, it moved away. He got to be on the other end of unrequited love. He got to be on the other end of someone smiling at you and then pulling all the way back. To me, for this, the more interesting element is Echo. Because of some other dysfunctional situation that went on with Hera, Echo was only able to repeat back somebody's last words, never able to express her own thoughts, feelings, and opinions. And she received this curse and this punishment because she was allowing and covering up Zeus's really terrible misogynistic behavior, but that's another story. Echo fell deeply in love with Narcissus just on his appearance. Because of her curse, she was unable to express herself or initiate a conversation with him. She could only repeat his words back to him. And Narcissus rejected her. Not because of her, because he rejected everyone. There was no space in his world for anyone else but himself. He too could not see past his big stick. And Echo was so heartbroken and humiliated that she faded away, withdrew from the world into a cave. Loss of agency in relationships, being unable to express yourself authentically, only really to parrot back what the other person, the object of your affection, has and is. Loving someone who can't love you back, doesn't have the capacity to. It's not personal. And in loving this person, being reduced to a mere reflection of their wants and needs. Echo personifies how we can lose our own voice when trying to connect and communicate with emotionally unavailable people. We're talking about a dynamic where one person dominates, one obsessed with the reflection of their own power, the other fading away, trying to love somebody who never even saw her. It is very easy to see fantasies and illusions of what we wish other people were. You might call it potential. When somebody resists or can't live up to these idealized fantasies, it's kind of become the norm to label them as a narcissist. It's telling us to stop looking through the lens of what we want to see and look at what's really there. And with the Five of Swords, this is the desire to win emotionally at all costs. This is a flavor of radical accountability. Stick with me. It reflects the need, the ego's need to be the victim in the scenario. The perhaps morally superior, emotionally superior party, which in itself is a narcissistic trait. There's a narcissist in all of us. No one is free of an inner narcissist, the way that no one is free of an inner shadow or higher self or child or masculine or feminine or ego. It's a part of us. And when we condemn in others what is hidden, ignored in ourselves, it's a catastrophe. We are living in a time that could be described as the age of narcissism. I mean, how on point and correlated is staring into a screen? What am I doing now? I'm Narcissus looking into a pool at my own reflection. And it's the age of Aquarius. Interesting. The love and support I receive from posting these public collective videos, is that a factor in me doing them? Yeah. What commonly may be referred to as a narcissist, I refer to as somebody living with an inactive heart center, somebody living in the bottom 3 chakras, survival, self, and power. I actually think broad brushing the term narcissist lets people off the hook. Like Narcissus, we can be completely enchanted and mystified by our own emotional existence and reflection. The Page of Pentacles is the student, the observer. Page is a humble character, doesn't know everything, admits to knowing nothing, but is willing to learn. The medicine, the way forward out of this pattern and cycle of playing the part of Echo to Narcissus. Like Echo, you repeated their name, their image, their silence, until your own identity became blurred. You were longing for connection and fell into illusion, just like the myth. And this myth is older than you, older than any of us, on both sides. Lives lost to a constant search for reflection. And when this myth enters our lives, it is asking us, which parts of ourselves are we trying not to see? To step out of the echo chamber and step into truth. Healing does not come from diagnosing others. It comes from understanding and owning your own part in the story. You hear a lot about narcissists. No one's talking about Echo. You get to choose which role you play. You get to choose what you don't want. He demands a relationship in which he expects you to center your whole life around his needs and emotional dysfunction, to serve his need for attention, which is vast and a bottomless pit. He has enough self-awareness to know that no one's willingly signing up for that role. So may initially appear as loving, empathetic, a savior even, although it's a game, whether they know it or not. Stuck in a childlike, infantile state, longing and looking and wishing to become attached to the perfect mother, which doesn't exist. The person who makes them feel good, who fills that bottomless pit. This person requires a partner to reflect themselves, because just like in the myth, Narcissus is unable to know himself beyond the surface level. To get into their head for a minute, if she's so much like me and I'm completely entranced by myself, then I'm entranced by her. So you can see how he is a match for a people pleaser. Any relationship with this person cannot really progress much further than past the honeymoon stage. The beauty in the reality of this mythology playing out in our lives is every time this person reaches a point in which the person in the caretaker role, the Queen of Cups, cannot fulfill them, they reach an opportunity to grow beyond their infantile ways, to expand their world outwards to others, to be curious about another. However, that bridge of the heart is a vast climb for anyone. It would demand removing the mask, truly, for the first time in their life, looking at themselves in the mirror, not just on the surface level of the water, to the Scorpio depths of their soul, where the subconscious is lurking, where the pain is. And the fear of drowning is too much. Ego death is excruciating and a slow process. This person lost the opportunity. 999. 999. In the UK, that's an emergency. This person lost the opportunity to grow and become the bigger person and the riches were left for you. She gets to go down to the depths. She gets to discover self. When you've been dragged down to the bottom, when you've been dragged down to hell, you have to rely on yourself. You have to know yourself. He will continue to lean on others with his full weight until he crushes them. Sacrificing familial love, consistency, sacrificing someone knowing you, relationship with children, seeing them every day, being a part of their lives, sacrificing all of that for something transient, something superficial, is insane. It's not normal. It signifies a real inability for any kind of impulse control or delayed gratification. Kid, toddler. It's not even inner child, it's toddler. They think of the relationship in terms of what they are getting or not getting. This is the karma. This is the outcome. This is the result. I know it's widespread that people in these Echo Narcissus relationships, they don't see. Echo is in the cave. She didn't see the karma. She didn't see him drowning. She didn't see him getting dragged off to hell. But you know what I've seen? Old age homes are full of these King of Wands characters. You may think there's no karma, no justice, but justice plays a long game. The karma is completely unconstrained by time. And if the new person, when the new person is unable to fulfill their insurmountable needs, the process continues. Because what he needs is to know himself. Ultimately never will. The treachery runs too deep. To take the mask off, to look in the mirror, the monster that would stare back at him is too ugly, too disgusting, too terrifying, too puny. It's at odds with this person's superficial beauty and charm that he is attached to. What this person requires to be happy and fulfilled in a relationship is a psychological clone. If you even attempt to become a psychological clone of someone, I'll tell you why I'm laughing now. There's no room left for you. Have you seen Being John Malkovich? It takes like 4 or 5 meetings of John Cusack going up John Malkovich's bum before John Malkovich is gone. You don't want that. Narcissus and Echo, the hero and the villain. The hero and the villain have a similar origin story. Similar wounds and pain. Neglect, abandonment, rejection. Whereas one takes it out on the world, the other takes it out on themselves. In a lot of ways, both are operating in love and relationship as a child. I wish you had hands so you could actually hold some cards instead of just being oh, you're so cute. You did hold it. Navigated correctly, you can move from here to here. You realize that you can stand on your own 2 feet, that no one's coming to save you. I'm hearing from the Queen of Cups, I'm not your mother, I'm just a kid, which is a line in the movie The Mommy Market, one of my favorite kids films. And in the film, which is very much what this guy's up to, their mother didn't meet their needs of a perfect mother. So they sacked her off and went searching in the mommy market for a new one, which doesn't exist. A mother's role is not to be perfect. A mother's role is to initially create the illusion of oneness, of perfection, and then step 2 is to disillusion their child. I'm not perfect. I mess up. I'm human. I can't meet and fulfill all of your needs. That's your quest. That's what Mary, Mother of God, did. She sacrificed Pietà. You know that sculpture? She sacrificed her son Jesus to the world. So yes, there's childhood wounds and trauma and pain, but that's no reason to excuse someone's behavior. Pity them, but pity them from a distance. Nothing good will come from being in union with somebody who can't see past their own big stick.